Hello and welcome to another edition of uSchool presentation. In this tutorial, we want to take you through the various administrative settings that we have in uSchool's Usoft solutions. Now, from the dashboard, from the top settings menu, we have categories of settings, and we want to take you to the administration settings. Now, in the first, from the top down, we have the school information. Now, this is where we set the various details about the school. So the name of the school, its address, phone number, motto, and the initials. To walk you through, this information is what appears on the school's official document. That is, all reports that come out of the system will have this information. So these are the school's phone numbers and the school's motto. For Usoft solutions, we say do more. And the school's initials. Now, this is a prefix to the initials that are generated by the school. So it could be the abbreviation of the school or any 4 digits of maximum 5 digit number the school will choose. This will be a prefix to the name of the student numbering. That's the IDs that are generated for students. You can also browse here for the school's signature. If there is a signature, sorry, for the school's logo. If you have your logo for the school, you can take it up and put it there. When you select, it replaces this. But this, because it is a demo version, we cannot change this information. So this is the demo version, change of school name is not permitted. Okay, so we cannot do anything here, but obviously, if you need to change any information about the school in terms of address, phone number, motto, or initials, or logo, you can do that from here. Now, the next item we want to look at is the general settings. Now, this general settings gives you the options available for you to customize your school. That is, we have 3 tabs here. We walk through each of them. Now, the first tab, that is under the general settings, we have priority phone for students. Now, here you want to know when we are sending SMS, we have student numbers and parent numbers. So the school decides who should receive the SMS communications that go out of the system. Should it be parent or student? We allow you to select that. Now, enforce academic date range for fees payment. Now, when we are setting the academic year, that is the term, where we have first term, second term, third term, we set the beginning and the ending of the term. So it is this date that we select, that we ask that whether we should enforce that date range in fees payment. So for instance, if we set that a term is starting from 1st January to, let's say, 30th March, now, if we want to ensure that every fees payment is paid within this term, then we can activate this, that we should enforce that date range for fees payment. That is, when administrator is paying fees, the fees payment date should fall within that term's date set. We can decide to enforce that or not. So we turn it off, meaning that administrator can choose any date outside the term and pay. Though within the system, we monitor each payment with the term, but this time it may not be restrictive, irrespective of the date, though for the accounting purposes, it will fall within the date of the term. That is, we're able to identify that it was paid within the term. Now, we also have the next option as to whether we should directly credit student accounts at fees payment. That is, all fees that are collected go through an audit. So we're asking here whether when a student pays fees, his account should be immediately credited or his account should be credited after the transaction has been audited. There is an option for the school where you can choose to directly credit or debit a student immediately the transaction is posted. Then we also have automatically generate staff ID. Now, this option is intended that the system gives the school an option to define their own staff ID. This is particularly for schools who have been in the system for a long time and they already have a means of generating their staff IDs. Now, the system can automatically generate the IDs, or you can bring in your own IDs into the system and the system will continue and function effectively. So when you say we should automatically generate the ID, then it means that when you come to staff management and you want to add a staff, you would not be able to add your already generated staff ID. But if you say that we should automatically generate the staff ID, as in this case, then the system will generate the staff ID using the format of the staff's surname, that is the first three characters of his surname, and an arbitrary count in an incremental order, just like that for the staff as his ID or staff number. Okay, then we also have whether we should send SMS on fees payment. That is, immediately fees is paid to parents or students, depending on the option we select here. Whether parent or student should send SMS automatically. Now, if you are on site and in an offline mode, you will need internet connected to receive SMS. The same applies to fees billing. That is, at the end of the term, when we bill students, should the system automatically send bill SMS alerts to parents? All these options are available for you to turn them on or turn them off. Now, on the academic settings, we have this option to allow more than one class teacher per class, an option that you can turn on or off. What it means is that you can have more than one teacher being a class teacher for a class. Normally, this is done in the preschools where they have more than one class teacher or a teacher and an assistant. But where you are strict with one teacher per class, you can turn this option off. Then we also have the option to automatically promote or repeat students. Now we have the means of defining the promotional structure of one class to the other. Now with this system, we have the option to set it to automatically promote the student when he meets the pass mark, or repeat the student when he or she does not make the pass mark. This is also an option you can turn on or off. If this option is turned off, then you would have to manually promote the student from one class to the other. But if it is on, then the system will use the defined defined marks for promotion from one term to the other to promote the students or repeat them based on the marks they get. And we also have the class score and the exam score. The system uses the GES standard of a class score and an examination score, and the total marks divisions that make up the total score for the term is open to the school. So the school can decide to mark all class scores over 30 and exams over 70, or change it in any combination they want. So in this case, we can say 40 for examination, 40 for classwork, and 60 for examination. Whichever way you choose, that is how the system will render the assessment for you. So you have the option if you want to make it 50-50, 30-70, 40-60, it's all up to you. The only limit is that the sum of the class score and the exam score should be 100. Now we have the assessment mode. Now the mode of assessment here, we have two modes. We have the full mode and the custom mode. The full mode renders you the full GES assessment booklet, where you have the class tests over 40, that is 10, 10, and 20. Then classwork being over 40, that is 10, 10, 10, 10, that is 4 tens, making 40. And the homework or the project work, which is 5, 5, 5, making also 20, coming up to 100. Now, this is the full assessment. Now, if you don't want to use this and you want to use the custom, then it is going to go strictly by your definition of the class score and the exam score. So this one, if you set it to custom, then we only expect the total class score and the total exam score. So for instance, this means that the school will be doing their own internal continuous assessment in their book, doing the paperwork, and then transfer the manual, the total from the manual into the system. We are open to both options as well. So the teacher will only enter the raw class score and the raw exam score, and the system will find the percentages based on this as has been defined here. So that is the custom assessment. So the teacher will only bring the class score total and the final exam score. Then we also have student attendance. Now, for the attendance, we also have two options. We have the manual and the system. The manual is where the school will use the register and mark the attendance. And at end of term, the class teacher the class teacher brings it to the school while filling the continuous assessment. Now, the system is where we are using the system to mark the attendance, and that attendance is marked in the system. The attendance is marked in the system. Now, we also have the assessment term. Now, the assessment term is this. With the assessment term, we are looking at the current term that we are in, where we are filling the continuous assessment and the exam score. This gives us the option to be in a different term for our continuous assessment, where the entire school may be in a different term altogether. We will come to this again when we are under the academic management model. This gives us the option to segregate fees payments, term, and assessment filling, particularly where teachers have not finished filling the assessment, but the school is getting to vacate, or the school is about to vacate. You come to this again, like I said. Now, under the financial level, out of the box, we have 4 modes of payment. We have cash, check, bank deposit, and mobile money. Any school can choose any of these 4, depending on what they do in their school, and receive payments on them as such. So basically, this is the general overview of the settings, and you are privileged to change any of these at will and at any point in time. Thank you for listening and watching, and have a great day.